Gotcha. Go.
Okay, so this is the new one. Okay, here we go. How am I in the frame? Good? Okay. As I promised, we are standing at the foot in the grand courtway for the Philadelphia Art Museum. Okay? One of the largest and most well-known institutions of its kind. And as I was just telling you before, as you go around and you look at the architecture, see, what people have to know and understand about architecture is that as far as culture and history is concerned, there's a story that's always in the architecture. For example, the columns that you see here, if I'm not mistaken, these are Doric columns, which is representing a particular age in the history of Greece. They had Corinthian columns, which look a little different. For example, if you look at the columns that they use there, that's a different era, because you see at the top of the column itself the type of artwork. That's how you know what kind of column it is and what era it actually represented. However, when you look at the artwork here, the camera isn't so great. We're going to upgrade, I promise you. But the colors being used and the intricate mosaic designs that they have here, this is not of a European type. There's no way to confuse this with something that's coming out of Europe. I'm only saying that to say that if I was looking at it, it appears to be an integration of, you have the Doric column, which of course is European, with an overall Egyptian motif. Okay, so what does that mean? I assure you that if you go online or you pursue the intellect and the understanding of culture as it is expressed through architecture and through art, I guarantee you there's a whole story, probably covering hundreds if not thousands of years, that's being told. If you reference the frieze here, the relief artwork that they have there, I'm going to find out what that's about, and we'll break that down for you in another segment. But I guarantee you, there's nothing that is here by coincidence. There's nothing here by happenstance. All of it is here for a purpose. Even to the griffins. They have griffins, which is a combination of a lion, and if I'm not mistaken, it was either a dragon or an eagle. I think a griffin was the lion and an eagle. The eagle is the lion in its domain, and the lion is the eagle within its domain. So in ancient times, the griffin, which was a lion and an eagle together, you see that they have them placed on the corners of each of the archways. This isn't an actual arch, but it's a triangle, each of the triangles. So we can get more in detail, but the most important thing as I close that I need for you to really get and I need for you to understand is that this museum, like the British Museum, like the Louvre, of course there will be artwork there that's representing many cultures, and it's a blessing to be, it's an honor to be represented in the midst of that, to show what your knowledge, wisdom, intellect, and creativity can do, can build, can produce. However, there is another historical element that is expressed through this, and when we factor in the more than 400 years of slavery of our own and what happened to the continent, we have to know that what's in this museum, if it's representing Africa or the indigenous peoples of Australia, the indigenous peoples of South, what they now call South America and North America, then that is stolen, what I guess for the lack of another word, booty. That is the stolen artifacts of these people's culture that they overtook and that they then sought to subdue and conquer. That is the result of, so there's a saying, as I close on this point, there's a saying that to the victor goes the spoils. That means that whoever wins the war, they get to write the history however they choose to write it. So when you go in the museum, you're seeing their story of all of the people who they conquered. Of course, it's artwork and other things like that, but there's oftentimes a deeper story that, if you pay attention to the pages of history, that is being told.